Got some goodies for the celica today. Oh, some seals. Yeah, looks like the window or maybe the trunk seal or something, and then some door seals. Yeah. Nice, nice. And then the windshield seals. Very nice. Very nice. Yes. Alrighty, got the struts rebuilt, reinstalled. Just about to put the rotors onto the hubs and install the front brakes, but I thought I'd, do a little progress update here. Yeah, they're both in. I just, had it jacked up on the way to the car so I could tighten all of it down. But yeah, new brake hoses, new front struts, new rotors, new pads. Got a whole new brake master cylinder that I'm going to be putting in there too, because this one might be fine. I haven't actually checked it yet, but I would rather just have a new one. So I'm putting a new one in here, and then I'm going to try and bleed the brakes and see if I can get a good brake pedal and eventually get this thing running. I was kind of more worried about making sure it was safe to drive before I got it running, because I'm the type of idiot that'll start driving it before I finish the brakes if I have it running. So I'm trying to get the brakes done first. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Alrighty, got the rotors on there. They look good. Yeah, I got the axle nut and the cotter pins in there. Spinning good. Just gotta install the calipers. Rear brakes are already done. Did that a few weeks ago. And then I can, replace that master cylinder there. I'll bench bleed it before I put it in. And then, yeah, should have some working brakes after that. Awesome. Alright, well, I was not able to get the brakes completely done because the calipers here, I think the pistons on the inside are rusted and seized or something. So I'm gonna have to blow those pistons out and with an air compressor and rebuild the pistons or the calipers, rebuild the calipers. I already have the kit for that, luckily. Actually, I need to make sure I bring that with me. Right, in here somewhere. Here's one of them. There's the other one. Back in here. That's my brake master cylinder and some of my weather stripping seals and stuff. I also got, like the main door seals and stuff I already showed. And these are the belt moldings as well, the inner and outer for the main doors, and then just the outer belt moldings for the quarters. Or no, not even the outer belt moldings. I got this piece. I still need to get the belt moldings for the quarters there. But yeah. Yeah, I got them mostly rebuilt. Can't do much yet though, because I got to rebuild these, and I'm about to be going back home. It's a 2-hour drive. But I'll bring these with me and take these into work with me, and when I have some time to clock off and get these rebuilt, I'll do that this week. Hopefully, if I have time. Um, I used that for my fuel filler neck. I got a new one. It was working out pretty good, actually. I already, put some gas in there and stuff, so that's good. Um, but yeah. Oh, I actually did finally get the spark figured out. I got, I'm getting spark at my spark plugs now. The cap was just a little too corroded, I guess. Just needed to be cleaned up. Kind of mad at myself for taking that long to just look at the cap, because it looked fine to me at first, but then I saw that there was a little bit of corrosion on there. Now it's sparking, so that's good. But I got the fuel pump plumbed up and wired up, but I didn't. I thought that the electric pump on these was only 4 psi, but it's apparently more than that. So I need to get a regulator and stuff before I can actually try and run the car. So I need to get a regulator, fuel pressure regulator, and then I'll probably get a fuel filter with a return on it, and then once I get that all hooked up on here, I should hopefully be able to get this thing started. Okay, I'm on my lunch at work, and I just got the pistons out of these old calipers. I pulled the bleeder screws and cleaned them all up, and then put them back in, and then you take an air compressor and blow it in this hole, and it'll launch the piston out. Mine were stuck, and at first it wasn't coming out. I had to spray a bunch of fucking PB blaster in through the bleeder screw hole, and then put it back on there and let it sit for a little bit. And then I pulled it out and dumped all the PB blaster out, and smacked it with a hammer right here. A couple times. Then it came right out with the air compressor. And this is what the pistons look like. I just went over them with a little bit of Scotch-Brite. They're looking pretty good, actually. It should be just fine. I gotta get the insides of these cleaned out, because those are pretty gross, but I'll get those cleaned out. Might try and paint these before putting them back together. Oh, I also got to get those seals out of there. This one right here. Yeah, those are the old caliper seals, and those are pretty much gone. So, but yeah. All right, got the calipers rebuilt. It's the next day at work, but I didn't have time to finish them yesterday. But now they're all rebuilt. Got fresh seals in there. These are the old ones, the old dust boots, the old seals and retaining rings, and those are all garbage. But yeah, freshly rebuilt. These are ready to throw back on the car next weekend. Alrighty, I primered the calipers and the caliper brackets, and then I sprayed them with some purple. I sprayed them with some rust converter, and then some black primer, and then the rust converter technically is primer, but I sprayed them with some actual primer too, and then yeah, now with the purple. And once those are done drying, I'm gonna let them sit overnight, and then I just have the old the old brake hoses, and then I taped off the bleeders and put them in there. It's already been like I don't know, like a good 20 minutes since I did the final coat, so I pulled the bleeders out and pulled the tape off of them and unscrewed the old hoses a little bit just to make sure that all the paint that was on that is separated from the paint that's on the calipers, so it doesn't chip when I pull all that out later. So that's all good. Just has to dry, and then I'll be putting it on the car in the morning, and then I'll be hopefully be able to bleed the brakes and stuff. I've got a new master cylinder in one of these boxes that's over on this side of the car over here, and so I'll pull off this old one, and yeah, it's in this box right here, the new master cylinder. But yeah, I'll do that, and then hopefully I'll have some working brakes with those being done, and the front being done, and the struts being rebuilt, and new shocks and stuff in the rear too. So I should be good on all that. The only thing I should really need to do at all suspension wise is getting all the bushings in the front and the ball joints and stuff replaced at some point. They're not terrible, so I'm not too worried about it. But I'll get that done at some point. And then I want to get the trunk here sprayed. I have a hole right here that I still need to patch, and then also on the other side of it, both sides, I got both of those that need to be dealt with. And then there's these two holes, and then there's another hole on the other side in the same spot, but that one's a more square hole and just over here behind the actual fender there. So, but I'll have those to patch up, and then this one right here as well. I already have this piece cut out for it, but and then yeah, that was one that I did a while back. I'm obviously not a very great welder, but I got a little better at it as I went, I gotta take off a bunch of this old sound deadening and then the rubber coating on the underside before I can weld this in so I don't cause any fires. And then I need to rebuild the gas pedal there too, because that got messed up. But probably going to take apart the clutch and the brake pedal too and get them all cleaned up and painted, just so I don't have to worry about those ever getting stuck because of rust or something like that. I'm going to take a good look at the throttle cable assembly here, and I want to make sure that that's not ever going to I want to make sure that's not ever gonna, I guess it's a throttle linkage, not cable. Okay. So yeah, it's got this linkage here. I guess this goes up. Yeah. Alrighty, but that's fine. These are the new strut mounts. I don't know why all this is chipping off. This is literally a brand new strut mount, so, but whatever, I'm not too worried about it. It's probably just paint or something on there. And then, oh, I might have accidentally painted it probably when I was doing everything. I don't know how that would have gotten in the way though, because I did it all taken apart. But whatever. Oh yeah, I got some wheels for it. I know I have these super wheels. I have 4 super wheels for it. There's 2 on the car, then there's one right there. Yeah, there's those four, and then I've got 4 other wheels for it. There's two of these, which are 13-inch, and then some Steelies, just normal Steelies that are also 13-inch. And then I just got these because I wanted some nice wheels. It's all coming together, guys. Got a lot of stuff I gotta deal with, though. I gotta figure out what's going on here with all this crap. This is all rusty. I sprayed it with rust converter, though, because I didn't attempting to keep it from getting worse while I'm working on other stuff. You know, I got this that I gotta work on too. Bit of body work, you know, and then, you know, yeah, I'm gonna have to respray that all gray, but that's fine. I've got plenty of the paint. It's all gonna look nice by the time I'm done, though. And that is what a newly rebuilt brake and front strut looks like with new brake hoses on a 76 Celica looks like. I did not get hubs because these hubs are actually fine. Wheel bearings were great too, just need to repack them. But yeah. Alrighty, so those are done. Just pulled the old master cylinder, got the new one right here. It's all correct and everything. But yeah, I'm about to get this thing filled up, bench bleed it, then I'm gonna put it in there. Alrighty, let's do this. Alrighty, got the new master cylinder in here. It's been bench bled and, you know, I hooked it up and stuff. Now I just gotta bleed the actual brakes here, which I'm about to do. So, yeah, there we go. I do have a vacuum bleeder, but I think I'm just gonna gravity bleed it because, I don't know, this compressor's being a little bit weird. But, yeah, there we go. I'll be back. Alrighty, got the brakes all together, got the new master cylinder in there, bled the brakes and everything. Went in there to go see how the pedal felt, and, well, I think it's a little rusty because it doesn't return. So I gotta pull the pedal out and then clean up all of this rust up here. And then I'll see how the pedal feels again. Ow! Alrighty, I'm about to head home this morning. Sadly, my new wheels don't quite fit on the front, but this is what they look like, and I need to get spacers so that they're not, you know, hitting the strut when I put them on the front. I was told that 15 by 8s would fit on this, but I guess not. That's alright. I'll get some 1-inch spacers and it should be fine. And yeah, but the brakes are all mounted. The brakes are bled. They work. But I have the booster kind of pulled out right now, so I could get the brake pedal assembly out, so I can get it all cleaned up because it's really rusty. Really rusty. Need to get it cleaned up. It's not like unusable, but it really needs to be cleaned up and sprayed. And then the actual pedal assembly is right there. I'm gonna get that cleaned up too. It's not bad, but I want to get it cleaned up. The pivot point is seized inside the actual pedal bracket, so that needs to be cleaned up so it doesn't stick on the inside. I also need to get a new return spring because that thing is really weak. Yeah, I've got, you know, eventually I'll start working on all the seals and the windshield and stuff. I have the seals for it. I have a new rear windshield seal, a new front windshield seal. I have a new seal that goes around the door, the actual door. I don't think I need to replace these ones. These ones are actually still really soft and like all the way down. I think those might have been replaced already at some point, so. But I'm not sure. I might need to do something to get it to be, you know, sealing well, because it is rather, you know, indented there. But I might be able to make those work still. And then I gotta do the bumper brackets for the front. But I got the bumper and the lights back on the rear right now. It looks pretty good. I do need to cover some of the spots on the bumper. I'm not very good at painting, so there's like this spot that didn't get hit, and then like the insides here. But I also got the pump, not the pump, but the fuel pressure regulator installed here. So now I've got fuel pressure regulator and a filter there. Filter goes right to the return. So that's where my return is at. And yeah. But the brakes do work. I did check that, you know. I spun the rotors. I can spin them, and then when you push on the pedal, you know, you can't spin them, so that's cool. But yeah, I think next time. Oh, there was one thing with the fuel pressure regulator. I got to. It's leaking from right here. Not the hose, but the actual fitting itself. So I gotta get some Teflon tape or something to put on that. I don't know if Teflon tape is gonna work for fuel, so I'll have to check that out. But that's fine. That's not a big deal. I'll find something that works. And yeah. God, I need to paint this too, because this is still silver and everything else is gonna be black. So that needs to get painted black as well. All this trim is going to get painted black too, and the door handles and the wipers. That's pretty much all I have left. I mean, like, I guess the windshield trim as well. Technically, the windshield trim still needs to be painted too. I don't know if I'm actually going to reinstall the windshield trim though. I think I'd rather just have the gasket there. I know it'll leave these corners right here uncovered, but I can probably just, you know, scuff the paint off right here and put a little piece of metal right there, weld it in, and then grind it down and repaint it. It'll look fine. I do have a trunk, but I still need to fix the trunk. The trunk's got massive holes in it. Just a bunch of holes that need to be fixed. But that's alright. I also have a trunk seal for it. And then I got the belt moldings for it. This is the belt molding right here, but I got the outer ones for these quarters. I couldn't get the inner ones, but that's all right. I still have all the door cards for it that have the original ones on there, so it'll have them. They'll just be old ones on the inside, which I'm not as worried about. I have new inner and outdoor bell moldings for the main doors. Jeez, I need to get this. I have bushings and stuff to rebuild the regulators as well. I do have this door glass pulled out right now. It's right there. I also had to pull the steering column so I could freaking pull the bracket for the brake pedal, but you know, it is what it is. I was trying to pull the clutch bracket and pedal assembly too, but the pin for this thing broke and was seized in here, so I can't get this little guy out to separate it from the clutch pedal. And then those nuts on the back side there, those are also seized, so I can't get it out that way either. And I can't get it out if I can't detach it from the fucking clutch master cylinder. I need to look for a new clutch master cylinder and see if those pieces come with the new one. If they come with the new one, then I'll just I'll just cut it out of there and it'll be fine. But I want to make sure I can get the pieces for it before I cut it apart, because it's kind of hard to find parts for this car. So yeah.